Buy the rumor, sell the news is a very common thing that happens when news surrounding a particular cryptocurrency happens in the stock market as well. Whales and retail people build up a frenzy around a particular event. For instance, the Hinman documents coming out, and the whales understand that retail is going to go in big. They go in big, and it creates this massive pump. And at a given target, usually whales are very savvy and they get out first before everybody else. When the news comes out, people dump because they know that there's going to be some kind of anticlimax. Even if the news is what is being expected to happen, like in the case of the Hinman docs, the documents do point out that the opinion of Hinman was that Ethereum is not a security, and that directly actually helps XRP's case. So this is positive news that we have. But because of the anticlimax spot where basically people have reached that zenith of the expectation of frenzy, and because the whales have dumped and people now know that other people are going to dump, you're going to get a dump back. Usually even goes lower than the price was before the news, which is exactly what happened with XRP. And to add to that, a lot of people trade with leverage, especially when something like this is happening. A lot of people put leverage of 10x, 50x. And these people would often get liquidated. Either they couldn't respond quickly enough or they don't know how it works. A lot of retail traders actually use leverage, which is quite surprising. That's because when you sign up to a centralized exchange like Binance and Bittrex, you would often get offered the ability to trade leverage, right? And a lot of new traders would take this opportunity without fully understanding what happens. So usually when you have a dump like that happens so quickly, it triggers some liquidations and we get an unusual dip. And again, because of that, people get scared. Oh, is it over? Some people looking at the graph probably thought, oh no, Ripple has lost the case, and maybe went and sold quickly, panic sold without even thinking. But as you can see, the price has recovered nicely and we're gradually building back up to where we were before the quick pump and dump thing. Now, for people who have been holding for 5-6 years, they don't really care about these little pump and dumps. They're in for the long run. They've been accumulating, dollar cost averaging. To be fair, people like me that came in quite late are probably relatively responsible for all that frenzy that was drawn up around the Hinman document. But personally, I know how this works and I know that it's a mid to long term game. But I also know that a win is imminent for XRP. As you can see, the SEC was kind of forced to make a deal with Binance, right? With the Binance.com organization. So that moves are being made in the background. And this is just for a lawsuit that wasn't so long ago when they filed it, right? It's just so clear that there's a lot going on in the background that we don't know about. But we can take clues from the actions and reactions of the lawyers, of the CEOs, of the organizations that are involved, even the countenance of the SEC and the response of other projects also. Those that are standing up to the SEC, and of course even reactions from members of the United States government. So while this isn't financial advice, you should do your own research as always. I'm so bullish right now, I don't even know what to do.